Hey, welcome back. It's Israel, and yes, I'm making a video that is talking about Nigerians always complaining and not taking actions, and how we can stop complaining and start taking actions. In my first video, I used AI to say a lot of things, which is that the Nigerians that are getting things done in 2026 are the ones taking actions, not the ones complaining. And that is very individualistic by AI, which is why AI is not that good. AI can give you a form of picture, but AI cannot give you the human touch and the intelligence that comes with an human inclination to an ideology. I don't want to use too many vocabularies. I want to simplify things, which is AI cannot help you to properly disintegrate. It cannot help you properly break down information to a tiny form that you can help to build upon. It can only give you a picture of what you ask it, and it will only give you a picture, a particular type of picture, because there are different pictures, and the picture I want to paint AI has not given to me, which is one, Nigerians have a culture of complaining and not taking actions. Nigerians barely take actions until things are extremely bad. And which explains a video I saw that says that Africans, not Nigerians this time, Africans do not have a maintenance culture. And a maintenance culture, personally speaking, I think is equivalent to an action taking culture, which is this is my keyboard. This key has broken. This key has broken. This key is breaking. Because I'm a Nigerian, an action taking culture is for me to start quickly fixing, excuse me. An action taking culture is for me to start quickly fixing this keyboard before it totally spoils. One, try and see if I can get new buttons, so new clip buttons, so that I don't wait till everything falls off. Then two, find a way to probably get a protective guard for this keyboard. But because I am a Nigerian, and I shouldn't say that, but let's be honest right now. Because I am a Nigerian, or because I am a human being that lacks a maintenance culture, rather than take action now that the keyboard is starting to spoil, I'm just ignoring it. And then when it's now totally spoils, that is when I will buy a new one. Meaning what? I have a bad or a poor maintenance culture, which is also an action taking culture. Because an action taking culture, or a person that takes action, is a person that does things at the right time and is very proactive. So when you're taking actions, you do things before the worst occurrence happens. So when things are starting to go bad, you start to take action. You don't wait for things to be extremely bad before you now start taking actions. And that is one thing about us Nigerians that I've noticed personally. A lot of humans do this, but especially us Nigerians and especially us black people, we always wait till when things are extremely bad before we start taking action. We wait till when things are starting to become extremely 100% colossally destructive before we start thinking of how can we fix the situation. And this is bad. I'm 27 years old, and in my 27 years of existence, Nigerians have been complaining about the same thing. About the same thing. That is what Nigerians have been complaining about. And rather than us starting to take actions, no, we don't take much actions. We start taking actions when things are bad. I remember in 2020 when there was the End SARS protest. The SARS situation has been happening, but people have been, oh, it's not that bad, it's not affecting me. But Nigerians started protesting when it became very rampant. And although there was a massacre and some people lost their lives, the situation actually got better, and the entire SARS situation, or SARS harassing Nigerian youth, actually is almost at a 0% right now, because people took action. But we always wait as a nation to when things are very bad. Same way with Boko Haram and Fulani headsmen. We've been hearing these people invading the north, killing people, but we just pray, and because it is not affecting the south, we barely do things. But now that it is more rampant and it is now becoming a very huge nuisance to the safety of the nation, we are now taking it much more serious. Why? Because we like to wait till when things are extremely bad before we take actions. Same way Nigerians abroad. I used to live abroad, and I'm not saying I'll never travel out. I'm not even saying I'm not even going to relocate. But I'm telling you that as a Nigerian living abroad, deep down, you know that abroad they don't really want us for several factors or for several reasons. But we are never really fully welcomed. And rather than us wait till we change and develop our country, no. I think it is until when there is this inevitability of white people or whatever country you are watching this, it is until when they start saying that, citizen or not, if a black person leave our country, that is when us Nigerians will start thinking, or us Africans will start thinking that, oh my God, my country, I need to develop my country. Something we are meant to be doing now. Because if you're living abroad, you know that your existence is kind of on a thin ice. You're kind of on it. You're living on a thin ice. You're just trying to always conform. I'm not saying you should not do the right things, because living abroad makes you want to do the right things, but it also makes you feel like you are living in fear all the time. You're living in fear of offending somebody, or in fear of losing your job, or in fear of several things, which is bad, because you should be able to live a free life. But our country is very underdeveloped, and rather than all of us bound together as a nation to develop our country, we would rather just keep explaining and making excuses and complaining and complaining. And after we complain, we will find a way to be individuals and run away, different people running away to seek greener pastures. Whereas deep down, you know that you need your country, you need to bound together to develop your country. We need to come together as a nation to develop our country. And how do we do that? One, by electing good leaders. And leadership does not start from Aso Rock. Leadership starts from your family. Leadership starts from the way the father treats the mother, and the way the mother treats the children, and the way the father treats the children, and the way the children treats both the father and the mother. Leadership is when everyone is accountable to doing the right thing. We need to do the right thing at all times, so that we can inculcate a tradition, we can inculcate a habit of always doing the right things. When I got to Nigeria, a family friend came to pick me up, and while he was bringing me to Ibadan, after eating something, he just threw the wrapper out. I was like, sir, you don't do that. I was like, oh, it's fine, that this is Nigeria, it is allowed. It is not allowed abroad, but it is allowed here. And I, like, sir, this is our country. Like, I thought to myself that, so what you're saying, sir, is you would rather we keep a foreign man's country clean and dirty our own country. So I tried to tell him that, sir, no, we should keep our own country clean, because this is our country, this is our nation, this is our own land. But that's people will come and pack it the next day. Now that is their job, and that is why they are getting paid. And even doing that is good. He didn't say doing that is good, but it's like, if he does that, it's not that bad, because it's giving the people they are paying a job to actually do, which is like, no, sir, it is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. And the leaders that are bad right now, they are not bad right now, and they are not bad because they got to the leadership position. They've been slowly bad since they've been born in Nigeria. Why? Because Nigerians have a habit of not doing the right things, and even glorifying not doing the right things. Nigerians, when a bad thing, it's a popular quote, but when a Nigerian does a bad thing and it favors them, they call it connection. But when a Nigerian does a bad thing and it doesn't favor them, they call it, oh, I've been cheated. Which is bad, because we should always do the right things at all times, guys. Let's just try and do the right thing at all times. Rather than complaining. We need to take actions. And taking action involves, one, doing the right things at all times. Yeah. Now, I'm just saying all this from my head because I'm not using AI. But I'll beseech you guys that we should try to do the right things at all times. And let me just ask AI on how can we fix Nigeria and just stop complaining. I hope I've been able to say something nice from my head. I hope I get better at this. How can we How can we? Okay, so what can we do apart from complaining? So this is the question. What can we do apart from complaining to fix Nigeria? I'm using Claude, so it's loading. Let me show you guys. All right, yeah, it says I didn't finish writing this, so I wrote what can we apologies. What can we do apart from complaining to fix Nigeria? This is a big question and an important one. Here is an honest breakdown. The real problem with Nigeria first. Before we talk about fixing it, we need to be honest about what is actually broken. Nigeria does not have a resource problem, it has a system problem. The oil wealth exists, the land is fertile, the people are talented. What is broken is governance, accountability, infrastructure, and most importantly, culture. A culture that has normalized suffering, corruption, and dependence on government as a way of life. You cannot fix a system from the outside. You fix it from within and from the bottom up. What ordinary Nigerians can actually do. 1. Build wealth individually first. Before I continue, I remember that one of the reasons why I really wanted Music Academy to be a global name, first a national name and then a global name, is because I realized that education is the greatest policy. And when people are given an avenue to learn, they can evolve and they can become creators, they can become entrepreneurs, they can become wealth makers, thereby empowering themselves with skills that can generate an income for them that thus can now be later transferred into their community. And I once made a video saying this, that it would be so nice if an average Nigerian gets a skill, they are able to make money, and then they can bounce together in their community and develop things. Like I once spoke about how in the estate I'm living in, they asked each landlord to donate 1 million. I don't think it was successful because they've not fixed the road, and that was before I traveled earlier this year. But imagine every house in the estate can contribute 1 million, and rather than waiting for Tinubu or Sheyi Makinde to fix the road, they contribute money and they all fix the roads of the entire neighborhood. The next estate fix the entire road. Everyone fix the road of their own neighborhood like that, and then we start connecting it together. Things would become a little bit better. It might not be significantly better as compared to when the government is accountable for their own actions, but at least we stop waiting for the government. We are able to contribute money and buy a transformer that can fix electricity. We don't have to keep living in the dark, and people can actually start using electricity to do more for themselves. So yes, we need to build wealth individually first, and one of the ways to do this is to empower yourself. I do that at Music Academy, but not right now because I'm kind of broke and all my softwares are down. So right now I'm just out here telling you guys, teaching you guys, and empowering you guys with information. So please hit the subscribe button so that you can learn some things from my YouTube channel. Okay, build wealth individually first. The most political thing a Nigerian can do right now is become financially independent.
A broke population is a controllable population. When you build your own income through a business, through digital skills, through investments, you reduce your dependence on a broken system. You cannot fight a system you are dependent on for survival. Get free first. Two, stop voting based on ethnicity and religion.
Guys, we need to stop voting based on ethnicity and religion. Stop voting because a person is Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa, and stop voting because a person is Christian or Muslim. Vote based on their capacity, their capabilities, their accountabilities, and the things they have done. Right now, personally speaking, I don't think anyone is fit to lead Nigeria based on the 2027 incoming election because Tinubu, come on, he doesn't have any good track record. Is it Atiku? Bad track record. Is it Peter Obi? Not any good track record either. So none of them seems very good to rule the nation. But people will still vote because this is their kingsman. You should not vote for a person because of kingship. You should vote for them because they are capable of actually transforming the lives of the people in the nation and then transforming the nation. Why? Because this is not a community bread or a community cake that you're slicing and you're enjoying. This is our nation. And however we lay our bed is how we will lie on it. We will keep getting disrespected all across the globe. Why? Because our country is not conducive and it is not inhabitable. And we are a representation of that country. You and I are a representation of Nigeria. So even if you travel to UK, to US, to Canada, to Australia, to New Zealand, wherever you find yourself, you are a representation of the bad road and the brown roofs of Nigeria. And you can never escape from it. And that is why you will never be able to escape from racism or from the way you'll be treated, because you will always carry that representation that, hey, I am Israel and I am running away from my country because my country sucks. And rather than me also including myself and finding a way to fix my country, I would rather run away from my nation. So that is who I am. And then I would always be, oh, just another black person running away from his nation rather than developing it. And we will always have that stigma. And would always be Africans, people from the bottom of the food chain, although they have the most resources on the planet. Guys, we have the most natural resource on the planet, and yet we are the poorest continent on the planet. Think about that when you think to yourself, why are these people racist towards us? Because would you want someone like that to come into your nation? Think about that. Now, let's read what AI has to say. Stop voting based on ethnicity and religion. This is the single most damaging political habit in Nigeria. Voting for someone because they are Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, or because they share your religion has given Nigeria 60 years of leaders who were never accountable to the people because they knew the people would vote for them regardless. Vote for competence, vote for track record, vote for ideas. Full stop. Vote for ideas. And right now, 2027 is not looking good. And the future of Nigeria is looking gloomy. Why? Because who are we even going to vote for right now? No one is good. No one is good enough. No one is even really good to do anything. 3. Refuse to pay bribes. Bribery and corruption is a part of the poison affecting Nigeria because there's always someone you can bribe to help you do things at a faster pace, and that is bad. Let us stop bribing people, stop being corrupt, stop stealing, do the right thing. Let us just do the right thing. This is our nation, guys. Let us do the right thing, please. Every naira paid in bribery funds the corruption you complain about.
Every time you settle a police officer, every time you pay someone at a government office to process your document faster, every time you cut a corner with money, you are directly funding the system that is killing Nigeria. It is uncontrollable. Sorry, it is uncomfortable to refuse. Refuse it anyway. It is uncomfortable to refuse. Refuse it anyway. Stop paying bribes and stop collecting bribes. You are not helping the nation. Guys, let Nigeria become better. 4. Build local businesses that employ Nigerians.
One thing I noticed with Nigeria is we kind of have local businesses, but we don't have any form of manufacturing. We import everything. Industrialization, bad. Or industrialism, bad. Manufacturing, bad. Guys, please, let's be better. Right now, leaders, please, we need jobs. We need a form of industrialization, because when there's industrialization, there can be employment, and when there's employment, people can give back to our nation. If you can create more industries, we have the resources, we have tin, we have aluminium. Our neighbor Congo, they have so many resources that even the entire Apple company is living on Congo to produce iPhone. We can be producing automobiles in Nigeria. Crude oil, we've had crude oil for eons, and yet we don't have a properly functioning refinery. I heard Dangote was building one. I don't know how far that went. Guys, this is bad. Are you not ashamed of your nation? We travel abroad and we see how it's done. This is our own nation. How do you go and develop another person's house and you leave your own father's house to rot? That is unheard of and it is uncalled for. Well, it is heard of now, but it is uncalled for and it is not right. So please let us do better.
Build local businesses that employ Nigerians. Every Nigerian entrepreneur who builds a real business and employs 10 people has done more for Nigerian than most politicians ever will, and that is so sad. Job creation at the grassroots level reduces crime, reduces poverty, and builds communities that are stable and self-sufficient. This is exactly what Misfit is doing, creating economic opportunity where the government has failed to.
Well, this is what we are doing, this is what we are hoping to do, and this is what we pray and hope to even do on a large scale. And so help us God. I'm not trying to make this about Misfit, so I'm going to go to the next point.
Invest in education, yours and others. And that's why I'm building an education technology company, because we will teach you and then we would also give you a way for you to actually be employable.
Furthermore, I'm even trying to find a way to actually make Nigeria industrialized, because Misfit Academy is good. Getting online courses, getting skills, getting jobs, creating digital economy is good. But guys, if you can create industries in Nigeria, real industries, real manufacturing industries, we are manufacturing cars, we are manufacturing computers, we are manufacturing different things, guys. We need to be manufacturing something. We don't even manufacture in Nigeria. We are not producing anything. Well, we're producing mediocre amount of things. And what are we even producing? I can't name one thing from the top of my head. Maybe fabrics, clothes. And I'm never sure we are, but maybe. That's how bad it is, that I don't even know what we are producing. Please, guys. Please. Before I finish this video, I would actually ask AI, what do we manufacture in Nigeria? Let me put that down in my notes. What do we manufacture manufacture in Nigeria. This video is 25 minutes long. I hope it is not too long for you. Let's continue. It is an interesting video. Okay, build local businesses that employ Nigerians. Every Nigerian entrepreneur who builds a real business and employs 10 people has done more for Nigerian than most politicians ever will. Job creation at the grassroots level reduces crime, reduces poverty, and builds communities that are stable and self-sufficient. This is exactly what Misfit is doing, creating economic opportunity where the government has failed to. Okay. Number 5, invest in education, yours and others. Yeah, okay, that was where I was. Excuse me. The Nigerian education system is broken at every level, but you do not have to wait for the government to fix it. You can educate yourself through platforms like Misfit Academy. You can teach others what you know. You can mentor young people in your community. Knowledge shared at the community level compounds faster than any government program. Misfit Academy is good, but we need schools. We need institutions. We need good public secondary schools and good private secondary schools. 2-3 weeks ago, I was at church and I saw this student. Excuse me. And I saw the mathematics she was doing. A classwork. Excuse me for saying this. She goes to Mount Olivet in Ibadan, Bodija area, Access. I did my GCE there. I know the school. Everything she was taught in her classwork was wrong. So the teacher that was taught to teach this student got everything she taught her in the mathematics questions. She got everything wrong. So what are you teaching them when you don't even know what to teach them? It was so heartbreaking. I wish I was on my phone and I could have recorded it, but I wasn't taking phone to church then. But maybe I should start taking phone to church now to make videos like this. Because guys, these students, this child or student got everything late. I said late. She got everything wrong. Apologies. I got a text from someone. She didn't get everything wrong. Everything that she was taught in the classwork was wrong. What she was taught in the classwork was wrong, not assignments. Her classwork was wrong. The teacher taught her wrong things. Everything was wrong. And that is very scary. And I used to think that the UK's education system was weird. Boy, did I forget that it was the privilege of living abroad that was blinding me. Because the UK has its own structure where public schools, grammar schools, and private schools are not on the same level. But it is not as bad as Nigeria. Oh my God. Imagine a teacher getting everything they taught his students. Everything in her classwork was wrong. Everything in her classwork was wrong. So the teacher doesn't even know anything. How? Are you guys understanding? Students got classwork. She was in front of, classwork now, number 1 to 5. And then I saw the classwork because one boy was drawing something in front of the book that he was using. And then I saw the classwork and then it was substitution. I think that's algebra. I don't even know. Substitution, substitute 3 into x, then collect like terms, divide both sides by 3, x equals to this. It's very easy. The teacher got everything wrong. Everything. So think about the fate of that child. Think about that child. When your teacher is getting everything wrong, think of what that child is going to be doing. Because what will the child learn when the teacher is even teaching them rubbish? And I tried to tell the child to explain to me. The child could not explain because the child doesn't even know. That's the education. That's the standard of public education we have. Or that's the standard of public education in that particular school. Let me not generalize. And that is very scary. Once again, Mount Olivet Ibadan. That is the name of the school. And yes, I am calling them out.
I don't know what class the child is, but maybe GS2 or something. When I see the child again, I will ask. Maybe I should interview the child. But the child is a minor, so maybe not. The child is a girl, and the other one is a boy, and another one is a girl. So they're like one, two, three, and one is a bit. I don't know if that is autism or Down syndrome, but one has something wrong with him. I'm not insulting him. Like, I feel bad for him, but I'm just trying to explain who these kids are. And I feel bad for them because I think public education in Nigeria is absolutely horrendous. It is well in Jesus' name. Number 5, invest in education, yours and others. The Nigerian education system is broken at every level. Okay, I didn't read this, but let me read it again. But you do not have to wait for the government to fix it. You can educate yourself through platforms like Misfits Academy. You can teach others what you know. You can mentor young people in your community. Knowledge shared at the community level compounds faster than any government program. And yes, share knowledge with people around you. You don't have to be in an academic setting. Number 6, hold local government accountable. Most Nigerians focus on the presidency and ignore their local governments. The tier of government closest to them and most directly responsible for roads, markets, schools, and basic infrastructure in their community. Attend local government meetings. Know who your counselor is, ask questions, demand accountability at the level where you actually have some power. Yes, please demand accountability from your leaders, from local government to your executive, your everything, to your presidency. Ask them to be accountable for their actions. Sorry, I've forgotten the tiers of government. It's local, executive, judiciary, I think. Get them to be accountable for their actions. It is not good. Don't just complain. If you know the budget, ask it, what are you people doing with the money? The government said they sent this money to this piece. What has been done with the money? Go to the radio stations. Speak up. Speak up. Guys, we need to speak up. We can't keep living like this in this country. With so much resources and yet we keep suffering. Please. Number 7, use technology to bypass broken systems. Nigerian entrepreneurs are already doing this brilliantly. Flutterwave and Paystack. Sorry, give me a second. Flutterwave and Paystack bypassed a broken banking system. Andela bypassed a broken employment system. Konga and Jumia bypassed broken retail infrastructure. The pattern is clear. Do not wait for the system to work. Build around it. Technology is the greatest tool for bypassing institutional failure that has never existed. Guys, we should use technology. Although we probably don't have much tech going on in the country, but we can also start with the little we have and slowly grow. We can slowly develop. We can slowly get to the level where we want to. And shout out to Flutterwave and Paystack and Konga and Jumia, but we can also do better. And in as much as we have so many fintechs in Nigeria, let's start having other proper tech companies, ed techs, like techs that can actually help people. Because I know we are trying to have a better banking sector, but let's start also doing things better for the individuals, for the common man. Not everything should be revolved or everything should be settled around profit, retail profits. Let us also do something for the nation. Guys, come on. There's so many tech bros in this nation. Do something for your country. Stop running away. And even if you run away, I understand. I mean, I did my master's abroad. But even if you run away or you try to run away, remember your country. Because this will always be your country. You will always be Nigerian first. You will always be an African before you are anything else. And that is just the truth. Stop. Number 8, stop the brain drain or reverse it. Every Nigerian who leaves and never comes back takes their skills, their energy, and their potential with them permanently. The ones who are changing Nigeria are the ones who leave, acquire skills and capital abroad, and then bring it back. In investment, in knowledge, in businesses built for Nigerian markets. If you are in the UK, build something that serves Nigeria from here. That is more powerful than staying and suffering or living and forget.
Which is the truth. You don't want to stay and suffer, but you shouldn't live and forget. Wherever you are as a Nigerian, see, I understand that you want to leave the country. I understand that you want greener pastures and you want to better your life. But remember who you are. Remember the son of who you are. Remember your father's household. Remember your father's land. Remember your identity. Remember your nation. Remember who you are. And remember what the entire planet would see you as. Remember, because nobody will forget. No one will forget. So it is your duty to remember. So please, I beseech you this afternoon to remember. Because there is no escaping who you are. You cannot escape from who you are. So, wherever you are, whatever skill you get from going abroad, or from wherever you are in the world, please do something for Nigeria. Do something for Africa. Because it is your duty. You owe it to your nation. You owe it to your father's land. This is you. This is who you are. This is who you are at your fundamental cause. This is where you were born. This is your foundation. This is where your placenta, your umbilical cord was removed from your mother. Yes. So remember who you are. Don't run away. Please.
And number 9, change what you celebrate. Nigerian culture currently celebrates wealth without questioning its source. Politicians who loot billions are celebrated in their communities because they share small amounts at celebrations. Musicians who flaunt stolen looking wealth are idolized. When a culture celebrates the outcome. Yes, mother, I'm coming. Sorry about that. That was my mom. I'll wrap up in 5 minutes. Sorry. I'll be back. I'll come down in 5 minutes, please. Excuse me. Musicians who flaunt stolen looking wealth are idolized. When a culture celebrates the outcome without interrogating the process, it normalizes corruption. At every level, start celebrating builders, start celebrating teachers, start celebrating people who create value, honestly.
Just celebrate people who create value, not people who are rich. Don't celebrate people because they are rich. Celebrate people that are actually trying to change the lives of the people in this country. I saw a video from Solomon Bucci where he was reviewing another video where in Nigeria some kids surrounded a car and they were trying to beg for money and they were hailing those rich people. And it's so heartbreaking because most of these kids are just hungry and these rich people seem like they could give them what they need. Imagine as much as I've read all this, is this enough to change Nigeria? I think it is if we actually utilize it. So pick one out of this and do it, one step at a time. You can start by changing what you celebrate. Stop celebrating Yahoo boys or fraudsters or even politicians that are giving you rice. I saw a campaign video or is it a manifesto video of Davido and his uncle in Oshun, and everybody was celebrating them because they were campaigning. This is their job. They are meant to campaign. Now I don't know if they were sharing money because I didn't see them sharing money. I don't want to carry bad information. But That was bad. You're not meant to be so excited because someone is campaigning. It's a normal thing. Anyone can campaign. Also, I try to say the right things online because I want my platform to be a platform where you get the truth. But please, guys, let's stop celebrating people because they are rich or because they are famous, and let's celebrate people that actually give back to the nation, people that are actually adding to the nation. Number 10, raise children differently. I have to wrap it up now. My mother is calling me. The Nigeria of 2040 is being shaped right now by what children are being taught at home today. If children are taught that connections matter more than competence, that cutting corners is smart, that suffering is destiny, that is the Nigeria they will build. Teach children to be accountable, to value knowledge, to take responsibility, to build rather than wait. That is the most powerful long term intervention available to any Nigerian parent. And this is very true. Let's stop propagating a form of mental slavery that you need to suffer. You don't need to suffer. Let's stop propagating that you can cut corners or cutting corners is good or knowing somebody somewhere is better than hard work. Because there's a quote in Nigeria that it's about who you know. Who do you know? Your network. You mean your network is your net worth. Not a very bad thing to say, but saying that it is not about your skill, it is about who you know. That is wrong. That is very wrong. And even in a way, your network shouldn't be your net worth. Your net worth should be your skill, your value, what you can give, not because you know people. You shouldn't get things because you know someone. You should get things because you're capable of doing what is required of you. You shouldn't get a job because you know the manager or because your uncle knows the answer to somebody. No, you should get it because you are qualified. So let us start doing the right things. Let us start doing the right things, please. Doing the right things is very, very important. And stop cutting corners. I made a video from about Ryan Holiday saying that you shouldn't cut corners and you should take the long way. Check out that video, please. And Ryan Holiday is very good, so you can subscribe to his email. It's called Daily Stoic. Conclusion: the honest, uncomfortable truth. Nigeria will not be fixed by one election, one president, or one policy. It will be fixed by millions of individual Nigerians deciding simultaneously that they are going to do their own part differently. Pay their taxes, refuse to bribe, build honest businesses, vote thoughtfully, educate their children with integrity, hold their leaders, hold their local leaders accountable. Change at the scale is slow, but it is only change that actually lasts. So change at that scale is slow, but it is the only change that actually lasts. And it starts with exactly what you said earlier, or which is what I said earlier. Stop complaining and start acting. Not just in business, but in everything. I believe in you. And I believe that you can stop complaining and you can start acting. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And refer your friends, your families, and anyone to watch this. Thank you.